We can all stand for the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty.
Hey, before we get started, our city attorney just wanted me to let you know that he's gonna be a little late this evening. He is actually conducting a conference, municipal conference right now concerning finances and sunshine laws. So he will be here probably around 7:30, possibly 8 o'clock. So we'll move forward, with reviewing the agenda. Does anybody have any additions or deletions that they would like to add to the agenda? Nope. Okay. Like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda as it is.
So moved. I'll second.
And a roll call vote, please.
Aye.
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 Agenda is approved. And then we are going to look over, we got a few different minutes to look at, but minutes from our last meetings. If you would take a moment and look over the minutes for March 7th. It was our public hearing that we had with Sunshine Home. And I'll entertain a motion if everybody is done reviewing that. Does anybody have any questions or comments about it or anything? So I will entertain a motion to approve the March 7th public hearing meeting. Minutes.
So moved. Second.
Roll call vote. Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay. And then we'll go into the minutes actually for March 7th. So that was the public hearing notes that we were looking over. Now we will go over the actual minutes from 7th, the version 1. Does anybody have any questions?
No. No.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the actual minutes.
I'll second.
Roll call vote for the minutes, please.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Now we will move to the minutes for March 9th, our regular board meeting minute. Does anybody have any questions concerning this? Good. Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes for March 9th.
So moved.
Roll call vote for that one as well, please.
Aye.
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 Now we will move over to the bills. I'll take a moment to take a look at that if anybody has any questions. Nobody has any questions or concerns?
No.
Okay. We can just go ahead and we'll move down to financials. You want to review the financials, please? Any questions or concerns? I will entertain a motion to approve financials as they are right now.
So moved.
A second.
Roll call vote, please.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, so now we're gonna move forward with our old business, and this is our ordinance that is appointing a permanent city clerk. We all know we had a temporary city clerk for a while, and we are wanting to discuss, actually, would like to start with our first reading. First thing that we need to do is we need to discuss the start date, what we would like, what we're actually going to have the start. I want to assume
That
today
was-
as well. Okay, so we'll have to fill that in. And then we need to discuss the pay rate, because that's another thing to fill in as well. We are, we had already discussed that it was gonna be anywhere between 60 and 62. That's why it's in. Old business. No, that's all right.
Mhm.
That's where we had landed, and we just need to make a final on whether it's going to be. This is for you guys to discuss.
I agree.
So you're wanting to start at 60? Okay. So what we'll do is we will make a, fill that in. And we will, I'll make a motion to have a first reading, the ordinance with those there as well. The whole ordinance first. I'll make a motion to read it in its entirety. Make a motion to read it in first reading.
Second.
Okay, and we'll need a roll call vote for that.
Aye. Aye.
Please read it in its entirety. April 13th.
I'll make a motion.
We do have to vote on that, yes. So, make a motion to approve, well, actually. Do a second reading, yeah. But by title only this time.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Actually, we have to do a roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Please read the ordinance. by title. And then I will entertain a motion to pass the ordinance as it is.
Make a motion to pass the.
Tracy will need a roll call vote for that as well.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
And then next on business is actually a Sunshine Home update. So Tracy, I know that you had the opportunity to speak with. You want to use the microphone?
Microphone right next.
I was just asking. Okay, so I spoke to Angelica Winston. She is the person that came in to help clean up the Sunshine Home. And she said that all the clients have moved. They've been placed in other places right at this moment. The building is locked up. She said that some of the patients still have belongings in the Sunshine Home, so somebody's supposed to be in there tomorrow to get the rest of their things out. And then they're going to start the process of cleaning. I believe the building is up for sale. So Dr. Malik, I don't think is sure if he wants to sell it or if he's going to really, I don't know what he's going to do with it. There's a lot of work that needs to be done on it and she understands that. So they're going to still work with the city to try to get the building up to code. So.
Thank you. I just wanted everybody to be able to hear what was going on with that. Okay. So now at this point, we are actually going to move forward with our new business. We are going to be swearing in our elected officials. Actually, if you, however you want to do it, whoever you want to. Let's get out of the way. So we can take pictures. You. We have one right here. Yeah, no, you're fine. We'll get out of the way so they can take pictures. Amy's gonna take some pictures. Herb, if you would like to hold her Bible. You can stand up there.
Well, learn together.
I'm just going to read like.
Yes.
I, Brenda Sargent,
I, Brenda Sargent,
solemnly
do solemnly swear that I possess all qualifications for the office of Alderman Ward 1
swear by law
as prescribed by law, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Missouri, the provisions of all laws of the state, in cities of this class,
of the
and ordinance of the city of Winfield, Missouri, and will faithfully demean myself in office. So help me God. Thank you.
Of you. That way. You can stand up here if you want.
We can actually do. We can do pictures afterwards
Sure,
as well
yeah.
too.
You're welcome. On your next. Do you want to be able to hold this Bible? I, John Garver,
I, Dawn Garver, do solemnly swear that I possess all qualifications for the office of mayor as prescribed by law, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Missouri, the provisions of all laws of this state affecting cities of this class and ordinances of the city of Winfield, Missouri, and will faithfully demean myself in office, so help me God.
Sure. Andy? Hold your right hand up. I, Sandra Reese,
I, Sandra Reese, do solemnly swear that I possess all qualifications for the office of Alderman Ward 2
Right by law.
as prescribed by law, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Missouri, the provisions of all laws of this state affecting cities of this class and ordinances of the city of Winfield, Missouri, and will faithfully demean myself in office. So help me God.
You're working tonight, right?
I, Nicole Hansen,
I, Nicole Hanson,
solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
Possess all qualifications
that I possess all qualifications for the office
Word 2
of Alderman Ward 2
as prescribed by law.
as prescribed by law, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Missouri,
Laws,
the provisions of all laws of the state affecting
cities of this class,
cities of this class and ordinances of the city of Winfield, Missouri, and will faithfully demean myself in office. So help me God.
Now, if you guys want, we can actually take a small break to allow people to take pictures, do whatever they want to do with their families, what have you. Maybe just like a little 10-minute break, and then we'll come back and everybody can take their seat where they want. That would be great. Thank you.
so you.
Oh, I can't see. Your head's in the way. Hey, what am I hitting?
Yeah.
And the insurance are included.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the time. So we, at this point, we are actually going to, address, well, actually, what I would like to do is, if there's no objection to this, we did realize that there was a misreading of the ordinance for appointing a permanent city clerk. So, if you wouldn't mind, if we could reread it with the proper year in there, and then we'll proceed at that point in time. So let's go ahead and make a motion to read it with the new corrected.
Okay, motion to.
Motion, okay,
I'll second.
okay, and then we'll need a roll call vote for this one.
Alderman Roskowski,
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant.
Aye.
Alderman Reese,
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye. Okay, and just go ahead, since it was read, we'll go ahead and read the in its entirety.
An ordinance.
An ordinance appointing a permanent city clerk and establishing the compensation for the office of city clerk of the city of Winfield, Missouri. Whereas Tracy Kennison has been serving as the interim city clerk, and the board believes it to be in the best interest of the city to appoint her to the office of city clerk. Be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen of the city of Winfield, Missouri as follows. Section 1, pursuant to section 31.080 of the city's municipal code of ordinances, Tracy Kennison is hereby appointed to serve a 5-year term commencing April 13th, 2028. Section 2. Wait.
It's commencing, it's starting.
Oh, sorry. April 13th, 2023. Section 2. Effective as of April 13th, 2023, compensation for performing the duties of the office of city clerk of the city of Winfield shall be $60,000. Section 3, this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval by the mayor.
And then I will actually entertain a motion to go ahead and let's read it by title. For the second reading, we'll just go through like we normally would.
Motion to read by title only.
I'll second.
And then we'll do a roll call vote as well.
Alderman Sergeant.
Aye.
Alderman Reese,
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Please read by title.
An ordinance appointing a permanent city clerk and establishing the compensation for the office of city clerk of the city of Winfield, Missouri.
And then I will go and we will entertain the motion to approve it with the new.
I'll make a motion to approve
For the ordinance.
the ordinance of city clerk.
Second.
We'll do a roll call vote for that one as well.
Alderman Reese,
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant.
Aye.
I think doing this is approved with the new revision. With edit. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and move forward. We need to, I need to ask for a nomination because we need to appoint a new board president. Do they have anybody that they would like to nominate?
I'd like to nominate Nicole Hanson.
Or is it something that you would be interested in? Yeah, sounds good. Does anybody have any comments or anybody want to? So there's no questions or comments or anything, I will entertain a motion to make Nicole Hanson the board president.
Surely not.
Make a motion.
Second.
Okay, and this one we will do a roll call vote for this as well.
Alderman Reese,
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski. Oh, I'm sorry.
Give me hot dogs.
Alderman Hanson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant.
Aye.
Now we will finish. We'll go to the water department.
Okay, so, in water, sewer and trash, services sold were $61,091.05. We received payments from March 1st to March 31st of $58,760.46. We had $831.77 in late fees. We had 3 residential meter deposits and we had 1 streetlight repair requested.
Thank you, Mrs. Okay, and then, Chief, you're up. You've got a meeting report.
Thank you, Mayor. Officer Brown and K-9 Don, obtained their annual K-9 team certification for Amplata last week, so they're certified, full control. They're currently finishing advanced K-9 training today at the Midwest County Drug Training Center at Camp Dodge, Iowa. Officer Gleick completed, state-sponsored training as a counterterrorism officer last week. I'd like to request authorization to have Brad Holland Automotive replace the engine in car 104. Their estimate of $7,878 was the lowest of all 4 estimates received. That's for the charge that's been down for a couple months now.
Do we have any other bids or anything like that?
I had 4 bids here. That was the lowest. Let's see.
Joyce, can we get you to get copies of those, so everybody can see those?
That one was a little over 11,000 for the motor. Bob's Automotive out of St. Louis was 9,500 to 10,000, and Stone Automotive was $9,037.
So I Tracy's taking those, does anybody have any objection or would like to speak about the 7878 with the motor? So we'll have to, we will have to vote on this. I'll wait till she gets the paperwork, so then that way everybody can get it.
Thank you. And then whenever she gets back, I'll go back.
Yeah, or either you can go ahead and finish out.
While in training a few weeks ago, Officer Brown was actually awarded a free firearm mount lock, which has been installed in his vehicle. Officer Brian Manuel is in field training. We'll be going to full-time night patrol position as soon as the field training is completed, which will probably be next week. Officer Manuel has worked with both Officer Minor and Officer Clyke in the past, and he highly recommended for most officers. I've been looking into options for replacement of the car 103. It's our oldest, highest mileage vehicle, and it's getting, I have a lot of problems right now.
Okay.
Other than that, that's all I have to speak.
Okay, and then once Tracy gets back, we'll take a look at the numbers and stuff.
Thank you,
And
Mayor.
we'll figure out what we need to do with it. Sure, the copiers probably warming up and all that wonderful stuff. Actually, just go ahead and move forward and then come back to that. Anything else that's stop?
Do you want this in the minutes down, Tracy?
Oh, yeah.
Or I can.
It's down. And actually, Jeannie's actually up next, so, we can come back to that and address that for Chief. I just don't want to stop the meeting and have everybody just sitting here. So if you want to go ahead and proceed with the public works report, that would be great, Jeannie.
We've completed all the bids for
He's got a
the, we've completed all the street bids for the concrete work only. We've got issues with our handheld that reads the meter, so we're going to have to replace that. Otherwise, the guys are going to have to go back and do meter readings by hand. And the new Mexican restaurant is now open. That's really it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, let's go through the Chief and then we'll ask her, yeah, 'cause I want to know as well.
On the big price, they're kind of cut off. I printed that the total was $10,868 from the top dollar.
So somebody just take over this real quick, if anybody has some questions for Chief or anything like that at all.
So the car, other than the engine,
It's the motor, other than the Explorer, it's the nicest car we have, it's the lights and everything, it's the lowest mileage unit we have. It's just those motors that don't have issues, because the lifter's going out because it doesn't get petrol.
Anybody else has more questions or anything about it, or would you like to move forward to possibly make a motion to approve, or?
Make a motion to approve
To approve which one?
the one sheet ones.
The 78, 78. Okay. I'll second. Who it might, still a roll call vote on that one as well, okay?
Alderman Hanson,
Aye.
Alderman Wiskowski,
Alright.
Alderman Sergeant,
Aye.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, now back to Ms. Jeannie.
So 3 bids are inside your packets.
Actually, though, what we were wondering was how much the the little device is going to be costing.
So that is going to run a total of about $14,000. The handheld alone is $10,000. It's an iBase program that we use. Our program that we have now is obsolete. We can't get parts to fix it. So the IT guy came over and drilled a hole in the bottom and jerry rigged it so that I can at least keep it charged so we could do meter readings this month. Moscow uses this program, Ellsbury and Troy. So if something does happen, because there's a year wait on these handhelds, we can maybe go in and borrow from another municipality until ours is in.
And you said that that was 14,000?
14,000. And that's with the training and everything. They'll take it, they can sit here in the parking lot and do all the meters in the whole city.
And ours is just absolutely
Ours is, we had to get a new computer. And so we did that, and now the handheld is completely shot, so.
And I do know that they've had somebody actually coming in and checking it, and trying to get it to work, trying to work with it.
There's no parts available. Handheld is what we go out and do our data, read the meters, all of that. So there's a base that everything sits in to charge. And it won't let us download our meters. Without this component, we can do nothing. We'd have to be able to download and upload your meters.
Because if we don't do that, we can't do billing.
Well, if we're gonna send the guys out by hand to go out and do the meter reads and then come back in here, physically go in and key.
And this is the program that's actually used where it kind of keeps everything confidential, keeps it in its own
Yes.
program. Instead of everybody just kind of handwriting everything.
What's the recurring cost?
Anybody
What's the
have any
recurring cost of manpower versus a one-time charge?
Say that again, James.
What's the recurring cost per month for manpower versus the one-time cost?
Well, I mean, you're gonna take the guys, the 3 guys, it'll take them a whole day just to do the readings, and then it's gonna take us another day to enter all those readings. So I mean, I think
There's 542 or
547 meters in the city,
that we read each month.
so
And you cut mine off, cut it down one.
don't work that way. I mean, we can't do any kind of data log. Somebody's got a water leak and they're questioning it. There's nothing I can do right now if I don't have that, you know.
So does anybody on the board have any questions?
I do. With you saying that it's a year wait, would you have to pay that 14,000 now, or would you have to pay it at the end? And have you looked into the budget to see
I
how
have
this
looked
fits
into
in
the
there?
budget, yes.
And we
First
have
thing
the,
we did,
you have the wiggle room in there for it?
I did, yes.
Do you know if you have to pay now, or like, is it a deposit kind of thing?
They didn't tell me any of that when we discussed it. I just wanted something to bring to you guys to say, look, this, they did give me a $2,000 break on it because there's a year wait.
Okay.
So normally that equipment is 12,000, they're giving the test with 10.
So do you have a monthly fee because of the software too?
Yes,
What's that?
don't know.
Current system we're using is how that's
What's,
Ooh,
yeah, it's.
I have no idea. I would venture to guess it's more than 7, 8, or 10 years
I was
old.
gonna say, it was
It's pretty old.
right. I don't remember.
So when
having
the
to talk
meters were
about-
updated,
Well, we can always, it's
it's a little.
own program, it kind of gives itself up. But we have to pick it up, so you can for
Yeah,
quite some time.
every month it's a pain.
I mean, it's.
Early will go out and people have to hold
We
it.
just did it.
And you know, it takes forever.
So ultimately, this is gonna be a little bit more reliable too.
It's gonna be very, because it's all software based, and she said, you can literally sit in the parking lot and probably read every single meter in this town. Instead of having to go and drive, well, like if you see him driving around town, he's got the handheld because it picks it up as he's driving by from the.
Sometimes it doesn't work, you have to get out and walk on the property, go up there until it connects.
And you said we can borrow from other cities until we get our own.
Because we'll do basically the same type of.
Right.
For the equipment itself is universal, it would just be specific to each community.
Right.
So this $11.60 at the top, that's for the year, so it breaks down to like $100 a month for software.
So I would, I'm gonna entertain a motion to approve. Getting the software and hardware, yes, for a completely new update on our system.
Make a motion about it.
Can I ask one question real quick?
Sure.
So this training, the cost there, will that, once that training's down, would next year bring that cost lower, or is that,
That training,
yeah, is that,
well, that's, they'll
so we
come-
won't have that, right?
well, that's what they are charging us to come in and teach us how to use
Okay.
everything. And the software and everything else.
It's need to be approved this.
I wanna get, I would say yes, and I'm pushing for it. Because we've got meter readings coming up on the 17th of this month. If this goes down again, we can't fix it. I would like to get placed on the waiting list. So they can get ours in the works.
Now, let me ask you something, so you're gonna have the software, correct? You get the software quickly. But it's the hardware that's gonna take a long time, and that's why you're wanting to borrow from other municipalities, because you will have the software. And you'll just use their hardware until we actually get our hardware. And it still stands with just motion at this point.
You just need a second, I'll second it if that's all we need.
Second.
Second,
And since it is, Bill, let's do a roll call vote.
Okay. Alderman Raskowski,
Aye.
Alderman Sargent, Alderman Reese,
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Engineer, we're gonna ask a little bit further on down the line.
Okay, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, okay. Did you have anything else for you report? Okay,
Thank you.
all right, so let's go ahead, and at this point in time, we're gonna move forward with planning and zoning. Ms. Tara.
Hello. On March 13th, we had a public hearing and a special meeting in regards to two properties in the Southwest Business Park. Lot 261 West Avenue and lot 265 West Avenue. Two different builders, Chad Hudson for 261 and Garrett
Vrabel.
Friegel, for lot 265. Both of them have requested a rezoning from commercial to residential. Both of them are wishing to build duplexes on each property. On 261, it will be rental properties with single families in each unit and no garages. On the lot on 265, it may be up to two duplexes, but it would be owner-owned individual in each unit. There, with a garage. The commissioners did review and are recommending the approval of the rezoning for these two properties. Then we had a regular meeting on Monday, April 3rd. We had a potential builder who presented his individual building project for another Southwest Business Park. We will be having he needs to have it as well rezoned. We will have a public hearing in May for that. The commission reviewed how to do permits and the process of permits. Because it seemed to be a little confusion as to how permits are done, what is necessary, when are they supposed to be renewed, where are they supposed to be placed once they receive a permit. So we went over that, so we had a better understanding of how that is to be done. As I've been bringing to your attention, we have been working on a new contract, a construction contract, or application actually, for any new buildings, remodeling, rezoning, various. The original application, which was found online, was about 5 pages, and there was needing to be updated. It had not been updated since 2015. The new one is, it provides more information. It is now 8 pages. However, it provides things in details such as what codes are, when and how you need a permit. If you're doing rezoning, if you're wanting to request a variance, if you're wanting to do special use. It's not just for building only. There is also fee charts on it and fee schedules. You, I believe, have the original fees. Some of the fees that were raised were, one was public hearing. Originally, it was $250. We raised it up to $400 because in the recent months, we discovered that because of the cost of postage alone, we were spending quite a bit with all the different postings, because we are required with public hearings to send out certified mail. And that cost does eat into trying to get things done, and then the time consuming to do that. So some of the costs Jeannie worked on it. I called every other places such as Troy, Ellsbury, Moscow Mills, Silex. Also looked into other areas outside of the Lincoln County to see that our pricing was compatible to what they are having. So there are some changes, some are remaining the same. So I'm asking for a request for your review and approval of said application, because we actually now do approve these two new zoning. We have 2 builders that are wanting to fill out the application. Okay. Another thing is I had brought to everybody's attention recently was creating standard operating procedures, which is an SOP. And one of the first ones was to do for public hearing. As several will know, there was different people who had different pieces of it. I pulled it all together. So there is now an outline as to how all of this would need to be done. And then the individual who is requesting a public hearing, whether it be for rezoning, for a variance request, or a special use permit, there is a form now that they can fill out and they turn in and that, and then that's a tracking sheet that'll allow them to go. And I'm asking for approval of that. the caveat to all of this too is, once all of this is approved, all of these fees and the permits and applications can be found on a workbook in Excel that tabs out codes, permits, fee schedules. And then it also has worksheets and it'll have permits in that, so that the girls in the office will be able to have it on their desktop. When somebody comes to the window, if they are not able to pull it down from online, they can print out the application right there or what they're needing or for a public hearing form. Print it out, help them out with all the costs so they can get an actual cost to write their check fee, and they have it all there. All they have to do is just tap through the tabs. And it's not like having all these sheets of paper. So I'm asking for approval of that. And so we also have a request for redoing of one ordinance, ordinance 155.024. I believe you all have the sheet. It has some highlighting on it. In this ordinance, it was brought to our attention that and the ordinance title is actually called Powers of Planning and Zoning Commission Recommendations. And it's about basic of this ordinance is the individual from planning and zoning and or the city employees would be able to go on and make surveys. It was suggested and is being recommended by the planning and zoning that additional sentence that after they do the examinations and the surveys that they can do this after receiving permission from the owner or the occupant of the said property. So we're asking for you to take consideration into looking at that and possibly approving that. As I stated, we will be having a public hearing. Our next meeting is going to be May 2nd. The public hearing will be at 6 o'clock and it'll be for the individual who's looking to rezone. And our regular meeting will be immediately following that. And with that, that's all.
And we're gonna go back to square one again. Okay, so you said that you wanted a lot of this to be approved, you wanted your meeting to have all of this taken care of, right? So let's just go ahead and start with the first thing that you initially, I know that there was a lot of things.
I loaded you up there.
A little bit, yeah. So let's go ahead and let's start with, you said that you needed to have the application, that was one of the things that you needed to have for the. Or you can run through whatever it is that you feel as though, and let everybody look over things and just kind of see. That way, if they have any questions or concerns when we're going through it, and then we'll go at that time, if it's something that they want to table, then we'll go up to a table. The ordinance, I'm sure they'll want to just review it for now and maybe bring it in next month, but we'll let them make the decision at that point in time. So let's go ahead and go with the very first thing that you were discussing.
The rezoning.
The rezoning. So go ahead and
There's a lot there. All right, so we have two different lots. We have Southwest Business Park. Lot 261 West Avenue and lot 265 West Avenue. The builders are Chad and Garrett over there. They are wishing to build duplexes. Chad's property will have a rental property duplex, 2 units with no garages. Garrett's property will, at this time, we may build a second unit on there, that it will have a garage and they will be owned by an individual family. And they're asking for rezoning from commercial to residential.
Okay, anybody have any questions about this particular?
It's 265, right?
265, yes, okay, 265 is about a half acre. So you guys kind of seen the plans on that as for.
And this one actually should be done by ordinance, actually, so let's go ahead and I guess get an ordinance actually set up for that, so then that way we can go through readings, we can go through just like we did with this ordinance here, but is that something that we are willing to take?
When are you do you have a deadline on?
I need to see if it can be rezoned residential or not. I mean, I have contingencies, you know, I've been under contract for 60 days.
Is there a way that we can get these written up and then have like a special meeting for this, so that way?
I'm still employed, once I know if I can be residential, I have engineering costs, architectural costs that I would have to incur until, if it's commercial, I'm not
Right.
expending those
Yeah,
costs.
what he's stating is we have to go through an ordinance.
Okay.
So, if we're gonna entertain them, this actually will have to create an ordinance for you.
Okay.
Most of the time, we wait until our next meeting, which is a month away.
Okay.
And I don't know if you actually have a whole month, so that's why he was suggesting possibly
I
doing.
can request an extension, I don't know.
It's up to you guys, if you would like to have a special board meeting, we can do that.
So there's no issues, we do a special meeting, so then that way.
I agree.
Yeah, because they were at the last meeting too for the same
Right.
thing, so we need to get it moving.
Okay.
So
So is this something that we are entertaining to actually go ahead and create an ordinance for?
Yeah. Yeah, so someone can just send me, someone can just send me the address and so it got a positive recommendation from P and Z, right? So, yeah,
Yeah.
so I just have the address, and then it's a pretty straightforward ordinance, you just need it for the benefit of the property owner. There's a document that this is now residential, zoning district to the construction of the stuff.
We'll have to do 2 ordinances.
So there's no hold up, the address is wrong.
Yes, it's, sorry, it's 265.
Just so it doesn't.
And it's the same on 261 as well, we do that one.
261 West Avenue and 265 West Avenue.
Okay, so we need ordinances approved, but
Yes.
we could.
So at the top of our case, we talk about having a special board meeting. So there's that one. Get that moving for them. Okay, so what do you got next for us?
The next is the application for construction.
So do you guys want to look over that application pretty quick? And then if we could have you possibly tell us like which fees did actually in fact change, so we can take a peek at that real quick and not have everybody just kind of sitting here and what we're doing.
I gave you guys a copy of it.
Yes.
I wrote, yeah, I don't have that part in front of me, but you do have a sheet that shows the old one.
Sharon, were those shared with planning and zoning? The commissioners?
This was done outside because this is part of a project that was given to me prior to coming back into planning and zoning.
Yeah, I just wanted that put out there that
Which
planning and
one?
zoning commission hasn't actually looked at this.
Well, actually, just so you know, in the initial process of these, planning and zoning never touched any of this stuff to begin with. So they.
It's just, we're talking about it under the
We
planning and zoning.
don't get
report,
involved
so.
in the cost. This is just me helping them out.
So which one haven't you seen? The,
Okay, and we, if you want, I mean, we can all, if you want, we can actually take and all of this that we're actually going through, since we are gonna be having a special meeting. If you guys want the opportunity to kind of look over this for a while and just kind of take a peek at it for a while. And then maybe come back at that special board meeting and we can address these issues if you guys want to, since there is a lot that's actually here.
yeah.
Okay, I mean, it's a lot.
There's a lot of people that haven't seen it either,
Yeah.
so.
So let's go ahead and you guys, we'll just make that where we.
I have a question real quick before we close that down. So you said the fee was gonna go up to 400, and you mentioned the certified mail. Who are you sending certified mail to?
You're required to send certified mail to a minimum of 100 feet or within the area of whatever project is going to public hearing or zoning. Or whatever the issue of variance for zoning or something like
And what was your fee before? 250?
that.
So can I say this? The certified mail right now is $8.10 to send each one
To
letter.
each resident?
Yes, and if there's, I don't know, 10 of them, I mean, that gets costly. Plus, we have to post it in the newspaper. That charge has gone up as well. And then, the cost of our paper that we're using and envelopes that we have to purchase to send all this stuff out on top of the postage.
So it is a justifiable
It's
amount.
justifiable because whatever the fee was before possibly covered, postage has gone up everything.
seems like every year the postage goes up, so it's 60 cents just to mail a letter now. So with the certified fees and everything, it's $8.10 per letter.
So it's possible, is depending on the project you're working on, you might not even recoup your costs from that. That might, this might not even cover that
Depending
cost.
on where it's located, if she's gotta mail out, I don't know how much she would have to mail out, but yes, it's getting costly.
And the advertisement, the paper was $197.
Yeah.
And that's for one. One for one.
So we'll go ahead and we'll come back to this, so, but if you guys wanna go ahead and set that aside, when we do the special meeting, we can kind of go over all of that as well. And that way, that'll give you guys some time to mull over everything and take a look at everything. So now we'll go to, the next section, which is the, bank authorization letter. This is into the clerk. This is your section here, we'll let you discuss this. Okay.
So the first one is for People's Bank and First Mid, and it's basically an authorization letter that we have to present to the bank. To remove Robin from the accounts and any CDs that we have. So each one of we would have to sign this, and so we can present it to the bank. And there's, like I said, there's one for First Mid, and there's one for People's Bank.
So we had the authorization, so we had the board president authorization, the mayor, and the clerk as well. Now, we can still have the board president, mayor, and the clerk, or we can do the clerk and the mayor. It's completely up to you guys what you want to do at this point. And that's another thing that I wanted to bring up with this as well. We do need to vote on taking Robin off because she's no longer the board president. But then at that point in time, do we want to continue moving forward, having the board president? In case that and the reason why we had that was, if, let's say something happens, or I'm out of town or whatever, and something needs to be signed, we have another alternative. It's not something, they don't sign them all the time, but if there is something that does happen, and I'm not available, then we have a backup.
So our checks require 2 signatures, and then anything that has, any transactions that have to be done, it requires 3 signatures right now at any of the banks for any CD, so all 3 people have to be present. So
we got 2 issues at the end. The first one, I want to entertain a motion to remove Robert Price from the current authorization for signatures for president.
You need a motion of that.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
I motion we remove Robin. Second.
And then we're gonna do a roll call vote, and this is for both of them as well. This is for People's Bank and First.
and for First Mid, yeah. Alderman Sargent.
Aye.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Okay, so she has been removed. And so what do you guys think? Do you want to have, I'm gonna let you guys discuss that. Do you want to just have it where it's just 2 signature, or where it's just me and Tracy, or do you want to have it to where we get the board president as a backup as well?
Well, you're required to have 3 signatures at the bank.
We only,
Yeah, I don't know if it's a requirement or not, it's just what we thought would be the safest
The best-
option.
the
Yeah,
best
for the
option.
city. Yeah, so that way, it's just not 1 person or 2 people, it's 3.
we've had it where it's only. It was just, kind of made more sense, because one was something, or whatever. But it's completely up to you guys, however you want me to present it. Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion to have 3 signatures. I got this right. The motion to actually have 3 signatures, the board president, the mayor, and the city clerk. Okay. People's Bank and First Mid.
So motion for the position.
A second.
And we'll need a roll call vote for that one as well, please.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sargent.
Aye. Okay. So we'll have to get together. Okay,
Will this be updated or do we have to have a new,
To remove.
we're gonna keep, yeah, we'll have to change that.
And then you guys will have to sign
Right.
it there.
Yeah. And then, okay, so with the courts, we're gonna move on to the 3I, closing of bank accounts for municipal courts, bonds, and show me courts. And this was Tracy's expertise quite some time ago, so we're gonna let her speak on this one too.
Okay, so we transferred our courts to Lincoln County in 2021. We still have 3 accounts open for court. We have 1 for bond. We have 1 for just regular court. And then at some point, 2020, the state of Missouri deemed that we had to transfer to Show Me Court. So we had to open another account for Show Me Court. We haven't used the court accounts since we closed court. So 2 of them had no activity at all. The Show Me Court account and the Winfield Court account have had no activity. So the only thing that's in there is just the opening amount that was put in there. The bond account, there is still funds in there because of people that we sent refund checks to for bonds that they posted. Some of them came back to us. The address wasn't current. Some of them never cashed their check, I guess. So I contacted the state of Missouri and I filled all the forms out and I have to send them a check for the total amount of what is left in that account. And so once they receive that, then that account will go to 0 and we can close that account as well. But we really do need to close those 3 accounts because they're not in use. We don't need to continue to have them.
So I will entertain a motion to actually close these accounts and for Tracy to get them taken care of. To finally get it over and done.
Make a motion.
Okay. And Tracy, I am gonna go ahead with it.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant.
Right.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
So go ahead. Those are the counts. Now we're gonna move down to 3J, which is the ordinance pertaining to headgear, motorcycles and. Not exactly sure what that other word is. Okay. Yeah, right. So I will make a motion to read this, the first reading in its entirety. So I'll make a motion to actually do that.
I'll second.
Oh, okay. I always say I'll make a motion.
Okay, so,
Well, yeah,
I'll make a motion. Second.
and then a roll call vote.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant. Alderman Reese.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Tracy will have you read this in its entirety. Oh, no.
An ordinance to repeal section 75.20 pertaining to headgear required motorcycles or motor tricycles. I don't know if I said that right, within the city limits of Winfield, Missouri. We had ordained by the Board of Aldermen of the city of Winfield, Missouri as follows. Section 1, section 75.20 of chapter 75 of the ordinances of the city of Winfield, Missouri is hereby repealed in its entirety. Section 2, this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after final passage and approval.
If you would like to
Sure.
explain.
Right. Just if anyone had any questions, so a resident, pointed out that we still had a motor tricycle helmet ordinance. The state passed a law a couple of years ago prohibiting cities from adopting regulations requiring the wearing of helmets. Under state law, if you're under 26, you still have to wear them. And unlike in most situations where it says, you know, we can't be in conflict, they actually added an express detail saying that no city can pass an ordinance on this topic. When that law was adopted, our ordinance stopped being in effect anyway. But obviously, it's a good thing to clean up ordinances. That's why it's just being repealed in its entirety as opposed to just don't have to answer any other questions.
Just put that words. And then, so I will entertain a motion to have the second reading by title only.
So move. I'll second.
And Tracy, I'll need a roll call, please.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant.
Please read by title only, please.
An ordinance to repeal section 75.20 pertaining to headgear required motorcycles or motor tricycles within the city limits of Winfield, Missouri.
I will entertain a motion to pass this ordinance as it is read.
Make a motion to pass. Second.
Roll call on it.
Alderman Hanson.
Aye.
Alderman Roskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant.
Aye.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
Ordinance is passed. So now we will move to the 3K, which is the ordinances. So we have an ordinance here for review. And this was supposed to be the ordinance pertaining to our off-road parking, correct? Off-street parking. And we had asked for an overlay for our floodplain area. We had asked actually planning and zoning to give us that overlay. We did not actually receive an overlay. We actually received a completely different ordinance. So what we're gonna do is Bobby has actually helped us out and written us an ordinance with the overlay actually in it. Do we not have copy trace of what? Of the ordinance?
What they got is everything else that.
So what we're gonna do anyway, it's just gonna be for review. We're not gonna actually approve it tonight anyway, because nobody's seen it.
Right.
So what I want us to do is to be able to read over it, and if we don't have it here, of course, we'll have it, and get you guys copies. I just want you guys to read over it. If you have any comments, or if you have any suggestions or anything like that, we'll just go ahead and move forward. If there are changes that we need to do, we'll bring that to our next board meeting. And we'll just we go from there. And it may not be our next board meeting. It may not be in our next board meeting that we approve it. But I do definitely want to get this. It's in the.
Yeah, it's in the folder.
It's in the. Oh, we put it all. Okay. So if you guys just want. We'll have you guys just take your thumbs, kind of look over it. And then just kind of go from there if you have any questions or anything like that. Bobby was actually there, so if you have questions, I do know that they had brought up, Bobby didn't make it. Or, they brought up definitions as well, that was something that they were really wanting to do, definitions.
All of that stuff is all in there.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up for you guys to actually be able to review it. We'll move forward at the next board meeting. Okay. And then, now, Ms. Jeannie, we're gonna actually go ahead at this point, and we're gonna talk about the street repair bids that are in your packet.
Should be like the last 3 pages of our packet.
I got this. We're actually now going over the street bids.
Got it.
Got it?
Are we putting off the trailer age until next week?
That is the off street, yes.
That's a different one.
The mobile home.
Mobile home
Oh, the
age.
age of the homeowners.
The age.
That's actually not on here, it's just,
So we'll have to do that next week.
we'll have to do it next week. And what we'll have to do, Bobby, is, did you type that one up as well?
Oh, it was just a review discussion.
Okay, so if we wanna go ahead, we wanna discuss that, we can discuss, we do have ordinances. It says ordinance review from planning and zoning, we can actually go ahead and
It was budget.
discuss it now if you want to.
It was just the,
Or do you wanna go ahead and wait until everybody has it, and review it? Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
That way everybody's a little bit.
Is that something that you could go with this special? With that long or not?
We probably could.
Are you guys wanting that like sooner than later?
this keeps getting tighter.
It does, it could get.
Or do you wanna bring it up at the special then when we have?
I think on that one, we had just proposed that it be mixed as well.
The age altogether?
The whole section.
That would be
that
fairly
was-
quick, I think. And if you want to review it. So what if you guys want? Make sure that you just take that one. I want you guys to be able to review all of this. So definitely not-
Right.
Just be repealing that ordinance. Right?
Once it's reviewed and everything, yeah.
Yes.
So, but I mean, cause it's been tabled a couple times.
Right.
It has been.
That way at the special, it can get taken care of. You guys good with that? I think,
Yeah.
sure, yeah. So put it off again.
Right.
Okay. So Judy, you wanna talk about these bids a little bit, Jeff?
Well, I've got the 3 bids, and this is just for the concrete work. So I have the 3 bids, one from HF Flat Work, one from Lon Jean Concrete Concept, and then another one from Reed Concrete. It's for Darla, Highland, Orbush, and Lilac Court.
And that's for the concrete work.
Concrete only. The asphalt prices changed as of April 1st. So that's why I couldn't get the bids until after April 1st, because they would have been different.
Okay. So that's something that we'll have.
That's already in the works.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is just the concrete work side. And then it'll be quite a bit more for the asphalt, correct? That we're gonna be covering.
I would imagine probably about the same price wise.
With concrete work, will this be patch work or will this be replacement
They're
of?
tearing
Okay,
The whole section. It's cheaper that way.
yeah. Cause the reason I ask is I see where the marks are on a couple of spots, but that's patch.
Right.
Right. One of the
You
guys,
Get the whole sections, cause that's been one of the biggest problems for some of us.
2 of the contractors took me around and explained to me why it's better to do it this way than the way the guys marked up.
Yeah, some of us will appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm 8,000 in on Street Creek right now.
We're working.
Does anybody have any questions for Judy? She's been spending quite some time with that. Gina, do you have any suggestions or do you have you had the opportunity to work with any of these individuals or do you have any input on this at all?
So all of these people I knew from Casey's, they were all customers. They're all great people. HF Flat Work is the cheapest, and then it would be concrete, Von Beam. And then, I don't know where Reed got his prices from, but his is at 34,000. And the other 2 are right at 23, so.
Oh, what was the bid process? Did you contact them or did you put this out for bid?
I just contacted 3 people that they've used in the past.
Does this not have to go out for bid?
We don't have to do sealed bids.
We just need to make sure that you have free.
The Reed concrete does specify a 6-inch thick.
They all do.
Do they?
Yeah,
I was
if you look,
wondering if there's such a difference there.
yeah, if you look at HF Flat Work, which was the first, it says 6-inch.
On the street.
So just trying to see if there's
Yeah.
any real difference between those.
I couldn't tell where there's a huge difference, but for the price, yes.
Do you have any rec-
I personally would like to use HF Flat Work.
We've seen other work that they've done.
I've seen other work that he's done. I actually worked on another project with him. Get bids for a pipe down there on Ferry Street. His operator is the one who actually helped the mayor, the old mayor, put a pipe in down there. So he's got very good references.
I'll entertain the motion to.
So I don't know how all the concrete side of it works, but in the contract, is there, say that we do have a problem in a couple months with their work? Is that like under a warranty kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay, can we get that in the, or is that not gonna be in the estimate, but it'll be in the contract?
Yeah, when he actually writes it, all I had him do was just get me the quote for
Okay,
the job.
so we'll for sure have that in there, that way we're covered. Okay,
And when we get that contract, we'll just sit there and visit.
okay.
So we'll review that again.
Yeah, oh, yes, yeah.
Did they say how long they estimate? So on.
If I can get approval tonight, we can start it next week.
But we'll need to go ahead and see that contract first. That's what they're concerned about. They want to be able to see that first.
I will
And
send,
then once we see that, then we'll go ahead and move forward.
I will send them an email tonight before I leave.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion to have Jeannie reach out and to work on a contract with, HF Flower. And to accept the bid as it is for $23,380 in prices.
So moved. A second.
Can you make this one off, Tracy? Roll call.
Alderman Hanson,
Alright,
Alderman Raskowski,
Aye.
Alderman Sargent,
Aye.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
Thank you guys for your. Okay, so now we are going to go into public comment. First up on the agenda is Ms. Debbie Rubana. Debbie, you are here. You've got the floor.
You want the microphone?
No, I.
It's a public house. First of all, I wish the chief would have been here because I have a matter. I do believe when the police comes, I'd like to hear a report.
Yes.
A report of
Okay.
like how many DUIs we might have got.
I do
You
know
know-
at one point in time, we used to previously do that. It was a
Pretty
very,
much
it's more like numbers.
Well,
That
pretty
was-
much all the time,
Yeah.
we would.
Is that what you're looking for? Is just basically just a
I
number?
think the
like,
public
this
would
big
really-
kind of thing? Okay.
like the occurrences kind of stuff,
What?
like, yeah.
I mean, I know that he
We
can't
can do
get into great detail, but I do know that he can give you like, what's going on and how things are moving along, numbers and stuff like that.
Just to make this clear too, I don't want Lincoln County's, what they've covered. Oh, offense. I wanna know what Winfield. You know, there's areas that's speeding. I'd like to know, do we have, stuff going on? And that if we have a big speeding problem, what are we doing? How many DUIs? I'd like to know what they're doing beside, no offense against, I think K-9 Don. I get the updates, but I'd really like to, as an adult, hear the seriousness of what's going on in my community. And I'm speaking for a lot of people.
Yes.
Okay, is there any other concerns that you guys are aware of as well?
I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're running radar 3 miles outside town each way. So speed,
Now, is there any,
gonna be skewed. What? Gonna be skewed. The numbers ain't gonna be right on the speeding ones. Because you're
So
running
Debbie,
it with
since
holy.
you actually have-
Careless.
Mr. Arhan, I'll let Debbie have the floor.
That's okay.
Speak
I
for
can
itself.
wait.
So as far as, is there anything else that you would like to see in the report? I mean, outside
Yeah,
of this?
that's what's going on in our town, you know, like, hey, we've had 2 burglaries in the last month we've investigated. You know, if he's taking care of the equipment, I don't really need to hear that kind of stuff. I just wanna know he's doing his job.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah,
There you go.
All right,
so we kind of know as a community, because it's like, talk on the street, we know what's going on. Then we come in here and I don't know if he knows what's going on.
I can address that.
I mean, that's how it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can address it. But it should not- Is there anything else that you would like to discuss here?
Yes.
Okay.
This here I come and I looked at the planning and zoning, wanting people to come. And, I came to the planning and zoning meeting and a statement was read. And there was 2 people, me and this lady here. And it was this statement.
Okay.
Okay, I brought copies
Yeah,
that
that's
people
fine.
don't have it. I think it's not quite the way it came off. And I think this has been kind of prettied up.
Edited.
But it made us feel like we were the enemy. And if we got out of hand, these are how we're gonna do you. It didn't mention as much on the commissioners. And it's such a serious thing. It acts like they act like they're at the White House. It's overboard. It was such a bad way to represent whatever their cause is, and many of them on there are doing a good job. But I don't know if the planning and zoning people knew that this was gonna come off like that. And if this was aimed at one person, it was me and her. I've always tried to do my best in here with each one of you, whether we agree or we don't. But we are setting now kind of a talk, like if things get out of hand, this and that, that intimidates me and scares me as a 68-year-old woman. You may not realize it, but I know where I live. I live in Winfield. I think it's kind of comfortable, but I am from the hood, unfortunately. So I know what goes on in the city and all these other places. So when I come to my city hall and I think I'm safe, I don't expect to be lectured like I'm the threat.
Yeah.
And I was offended, left in 10 minutes. So if we want the public to come, let the public come. But let's don't do this back and forth like that. I have never done that in any of theirs. Never to her.
You did it.
But that's. And because of coming to some of the meetings. There's many of yous on there that has done such a good job, but it's a joke. It's a joke. And I think it needs to have a serious look at what the functions, how they represent the city of Winfield. And that's all I ask. And I'm sorry that I had to come here. It's nothing personal against anybody.
I appreciate it. I think. There's actually in our packet.
Yeah, I don't,
You didn't give that to us? No.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, actually. Oh, you do have copies of them?
I have.
Oh, I have copies. Here you are.
Here, give this.
Here it is.
Thanks, here.
But I'd like you to have, I'd like you to see if you can find the one where this was pretty.
The real one.
Where's that at?
We'd like to know.
Yeah, because that's not how it came off that night at all. And some of the words now is to make it kind of like it was equal, like it was them and us. But it was aimed at the public. The public. And the big thing was, since I'm standing, there was 2 people there. 2 people. And if there would have been nobody, would we have read that statement?
Yes,
Sorry.
it was reread when I showed up at the meeting too, and I felt the same way.
It was reread.
Yes, and
It was just her.
any of you who have known me, I get loud, but I have never cussed at anybody. I have never yelled at anybody. I have never done anything to attack anybody. And I also resent being made to feel like I am the troublemaker. Because you all know I have come in good faith trying to settle things.
I appreciate that. I will look into this.
Thank you for your time.
One more thing, Debbie. So you said that this has been doctored and this is different. Are you free to say what was originally said? Or
Debbie's free to say.
are you? So that those of us that don't know actually know what was said?
We didn't go into mentioning the commissioners. That's what she calls the people on the board. We didn't mention them, but we did emphasize on public. The public, the public, the public. Well, I think if I would have probably done this, I would have maybe tried to, a little bit, but there was 2 people there and you couldn't see her. It was just this, and we couldn't see her, but you could just hear her. And looking in your direction. In the meeting before, she gave something a little shorter and not quite in detail. And when she got done, looked directly at me. And I blew that off that night like a coincidence until I come to the next meeting and it's just me and Lynn. And then it's read like, hey, the public, we're not gonna have the public. And this and that. We're gonna get the police. Yeah, we'll have you throw it off of, city property. Look, this is a planning and zoning meeting. And it scares me. I don't wanna come into some environment like this. And then tonight I got 3 cops, so I'm thinking, this must be something. You're in for it, girl. Dude, makes me think I need to pack. Sorry, I didn't really mean it. I was just, I don't know what I'm saying.
Is that on?
Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you for your time.
And then next up on our agenda is Mr. Herb Crosby.
Well, I was gonna talk about the budget, but Debbie's comment there kind of changed things. I think, Mayor Garver, that you empowered Ms. Panther to make that statement after the political statement you made at the March Board of Aldermen meeting, where you used public funds for electioneering. This is RSMO 115.646. City Hall is paid for by public funds. Electricity that's done in here is by public funds, and you did that at a public meeting. And you addressed the campaign. You accused me of declaring it's all recorded. You admitted it. The newspapers did that too. We did not talk about anything.
You scolded us at the beginning of the meeting. You scolded everyone that was sitting here at a public meeting.
Yes.
For something we didn't even know about, Dawn. I had no clue about it. I'm sitting here in a meeting.
And you painted all of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course you
We
did.
were somebody else here. That was one individual that was
Exactly.
doing those things. And you
Totally.
painted every one of us that way.
Totally out of
Now,
context.
this is about as angry as I have gotten at one of these meetings.
Yeah,
I have
me
never
too.
raised my voice. I have never cussed. And yet, you put it across like I was ready to fire every employee in City Hall. That was in your statement. You said that you're not gonna tolerate this
Yeah.
harassment. We haven't harassed anybody. All we've ever asked you to do is do the regulations that every other city is required to do. In fact, at that meeting, I came up quietly and talked to the city attorney about giving us erroneous information about the approval of prior minutes. And you overheard that conversation. And it's in our own ordinances that we read aloud the past minutes. And you blew right through that still because you wanted.
I don't believe it says out loud, does it?
Yes, it does. It says to read.
Not out loud.
What?
And we do,
It's a public meeting.
we do read over this.
You do privately. We never hear what bills are being paid. You just announce bills are gonna be paid. What bills?
Yes.
And how much? We get ordinances brought for us here that get voted on after a reading of them. We've never heard any public comment about how that ordinance came about. Last year, there were only 2 nay votes. After we got a hold of the meetings that hadn't been posted before, we looked through there, we only found 2 nay votes. That kind of dissent would make people in Russia and China happy. So am I smearing you? Am I harassing you?
Not right now, not.
And when did I do that in the past?
When did I say this? That's-
The only thing I did there is I said they were members of that same
That's right,
planning
that's
and
what I
zoning
just said, you
committee.
did not smear me.
That partisan group. Planning and zoning is a
Never.
partisan group. Mhm. Well, I didn't make it a complaint to the ethics commission because they won't accept any prior to an election so close. But it is going there now because it will accept them after the election. All right. There'll also be a complaint sent to the Office of Disciplinary Counsel. That's all.
Okay, let's move forward to Miss Candy Rhodes.
Hey, you want the microphone, Candy?
No, I'm pretty loud. I just was wondering about the changing of the ordinance of the feral cat program and see if we're still interested in doing the TNR, which actually stands for Trap Neuter Return Program. There are guidelines. Alley Cat Allies actually has guidelines to set up for starting a program like this in our town or wherever. There are higher up people that are at TNR that I know, one person in specific that I know who knows higher up people from like the Humane Society on Mid Rivers there. There's a few other ladies that she talks with. And I would like to try to see if we can make a move to start this because not just our town, but like the whole county really doesn't have anything whatsoever to do. Like Humane Societies, we don't have very many to take care of cats or dogs, actually. We need to kind of do something and maybe set an example by, all of us coming together and starting something that we can all work on together. And
So, actually, Tracy gave me your contact number as well, and if you have a second after the meeting, I'll get you that.
Okay, thank you. That was it.
So next on our agenda is actually we'll have 2 different meetings. So we're gonna have our regular board meeting, which is scheduled, of course, to be May 11th. And then we need to talk about the special meeting that we were wanting to have, when we were wanting to go over the planning and zoning and possibly looking at the contract as well. Yeah, I was gonna say, usually what happens is we kind of work on a little bit here, and Bobby write it up, and then we have him to actually take a look at it.
But with the rezoning ordinances.
That's cut, right, yeah. We won't even need you for that, those.
Yeah, no.
I'll quit the process.
So, I mean, it's really up to you guys, that special meeting, so when would be a good time for you? Please need to get it quick, so.
What works for you guys? What would, I mean, evenings or any day?
Yeah.
Anytime, okay,
Are you
the
guys?
only night that I really can't do is Monday.
I'm out of town this week.
Okay, so you wanna do right when you come back?
Tomorrow?
Well,
It's been 6 weeks already now,
Tomorrow would be great.
at least.
I'll need 24 hours.
Well, it's 9 o'clock, so 9 o'clock tomorrow night.
I mean, is it something where we could like? No one actually is.
We can be a weekend, but weekend day doesn't count for notice. The notice to be on Saturday, the same as the notice to be on Friday. Right, you can't count Saturday.
Like a business day.
Right.
I'll be gone, but I doesn't mean you guys see me. I'll be at meeting. I mean, I'll have some. I'll zoom in.
Or if I'm able to, still have
We can still
more.
have a.
So it probably will for us.
I know you probably want to be involved in some of this, so, we got Zoom here, even if I
Yeah,
don't do it,
I probably was. I'm okay any day that I'm on vacation, so.
Okay, is everybody okay with the Tuesday? You guys all right with that?
So-
What time is it gonna be good for you guys on Tuesday? Get in town.
Not too late.
No.
I'm fine with, I get off at 4, so. This is. Will it be 6:30?
Sorry to get here.
They won't take.
Tuesday, 6:30. Yeah.
Here, supposed to be economics.
Julie, right.
Yeah. Let me go look.
Okay, yes, we have to spend that. The meeting might actually take a little while, even if we did it early.
Wednesday? When?
I'll tell you what, I can do Monday, but I can do 7:30 Monday. I can't go any earlier than 7:30. So if you guys wanna do 7:30 on a Monday, I can do that. Just like I said, I'm gonna be in another meeting and I will be here, but it's probably right at 7:30 like this.
Will that give enough time for notice? Will that be enough time for it to be voted?
Yeah, we'll actually fill this out, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do our special,
Yeah, no.
so the 17th at 7:30.
No, that's
There probably is, you don't think there is. All right. So I will, entertain a motion to go into closed session.
There's. Personnel matters.
Yes, we're going to. Oh, I'm sorry.
Can I ask you a question, Mayor?
Yes.
On the issue I referred you to about the Public Works employees, what was the outcome of that when they were?
Oh,
They were assisting someone with the city equipment on city time.
I spoke with their manager, and the manager actually.
Was that valid or, I mean, what I said was proved out, didn't it?
That's actually, that's considered a personnel issue, so I'm sorry.
Personnel issue.
It is actually because of
It is?
the,
Are you confusing personal with personnel?
No, this is personnel that I saw performing this work on the plot for the city with the city skid loader and the city truck that I witnessed and told you about.
Can I ask you
I
who it
don't think-
was? Because I had a city employee husband and I'd like to know if it's referring to him or.
You know what, I didn't see him personally, but I was.
So you
I
don't know
saw-
which one it was?
I know one, yeah, the other one was inside the garage with the skid loader, I couldn't see.
So what were they doing?
Moving a big rack or something, or a car lift or something inside of a building on city time with the city truck.
Did you know that it was theirs, it wasn't theirs? Or you thought-
So what?
Admitted it, yeah.
She admitted it?
She just did.
What's up?
She's saying.
I know what I'm talking about, I don't know what your question is, I can.
No, I just
if you
asked
wanna
you
know
who it
something.
was.
I'm not naming names,
Right, I can't go into it, but yes, disciplinary action was actually,
was it?
yes, I addressed the manager did actually have disciplinary action for that.
You wouldn't think that would happen.
That's all I
You
can,
know what
that's
I'm saying?
actually all I can say concerning it.
I don't know if it's lack of supervision or what, but it was pretty obvious.
So, okay, so I will entertain a motion to go into closed session. Closed session, 6:10, zero two.
Yeah.
For city?
Yeah.
I would assume it's
Yeah,
probably.
we're gonna go into
on the
one,
skid loader,
legal
probably.
actions, cause of
It was
legal,
inside the building, I couldn't see. it was-
excuse me, sir,
I got it on camera.
Jim, please, thank you. Well, entertain a motion to go into closed session. Closed meetings and closed records authorized when exception, except to the extent of disclosure. We're gonna go into is otherwise required by law, a public government body authorized to close meetings, records, votes to the extent that they are related to the following. And that is legal actions cause of action or litigation involving a public government body or any confidential privileged communication between a public government body. Or 3, hiring, firing, disciplinary, or promoting of particular employees by a public government body when personal information about the employee is discussed or reported.
Is there any voting that's gonna be taking place after?
The chairman of the open session, will return to open session for the closed session.
So we will be actually voting.
That's up to you, I think if you want to
Yes,
call that motion.
we'll be voting in closed session.
I think the question is, I
Is
mean,
there
the question-
after,
if there's no other action being taken on it after the closed meeting.
No, there will not be any other.
Won't be going back.
Yeah, we will not be coming back into a public after our closed session simply because we will not have anything to vote on that. And we would like to take a 10-minute break. Thereafter.
I make a motion, I make a motion to go into closed session and take 15 minute break.
Second. You okay? Then,
Right there.
Brenda, I.
And then we'll do a roll call.
Alderman Raskowski.
Aye.
Alderman Sergeant.
Aye.
Alderman Reese.
Aye.
Alderman Hanson.
Alright. Okay. We're in closed session. Actually. Because. So. Thank you. What we'll do is we'll sign one. She just wanted to.
What that?
Oh, yeah.
They don't give it to you.